Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching a 100. This is the first episode of the final season. Yes, season 7 of the 100. Hopefully you guys are excited for what is to come, and all the storylines are going to get concluded this season. Will they live? Will they die? What planet are they going to stay on? Sanctum? Are they going to go to the others? Who knows, mate? Loads of questions, and I'm excited to obviously see how we conclude it. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked season, yes, of the whole entire show. 3 votes were allowed. It's going to be open from literally the first episode of the last season, so if you've got time, please do take part. Choose 3 of your favorite seasons out of the 7, and then obviously it will do an aggregate of everybody's votes, and then when I go to review it in the final obviously episode, the 3 most liked will show up. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I've actually enjoyed all of the seasons. I feel like 2 was a very good one that might be up there with everybody's, and maybe season 4 as well could be a good contenders for being the most liked. But you got 3 options, you got 7 seasons. Choose as you please, mate. I cannot wait to see it. Now, obviously, the last episode was interesting the way we finished the last season. You know, the flame was taken out of Maddie's head, but it seems like it's gone somewhere. Do you know what I mean? It was like all the files were destroyed and they extracted it, but then the computer was like, files uploaded, but they don't know where that's gone. So that's going to be intriguing to find out what's actually going to happen to Russell. He's still on the ship. You know, before this happened to Maddie, he tried to utilize her by getting obviously Shade Hader to be on his side, but then Clark nearly threatened her own life and gunned to her head, which brought Maddie back to the present, which then she can, you know, like she controlled her army to say take him away instead, not actually Clark and co, and that's what they done. Jordan as well looks like he may be actually turned onto their side, so he's not part of obviously Bellamy and Echo and, you know, Murphy and Cole's side, because obviously he's not happy with what happened to Priya slash obviously his girlfriend at the start of the season, which was the first 2 episodes in Delilah. You know, he was saying that they're the reason why everything's gone tits up pretty much here down at Sanctum, when in reality it wasn't. They come looking for a place to live, they attacked them, tried to utilize them as the Nightbloods, and then they retaliated and they ended up losing pretty much. And I wouldn't blame obviously everybody that has come down, but he looks like may do, so it's going to be interesting. Obviously the main question that we had that last episode as we finished is what's happened to Octavia, because they went to the anomaly. She's got a tattoo on her back. There was a thing underneath the floor floating like a magnetic ball. They ended up typing in some of the codes, then the anomaly started spreading across obviously Sanctum. Hope come running out, who's not even a kid, mate. She's a full-grown adult, started speaking to Octavia, stabbed her. Octavia fell in Bellamy's arms, then she evaporated into the anomaly and just disappeared, mate. Literally completely out of the world. I haven't got a clue what's going on, but I cannot wait to find out, mate. Literally, all of the storylines that I was asking where the answers for last episode and last season, so to speak, have moved on into this one. So now they're all going to get concluded, which I'm excited about. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the start of the final season of the 100.
Octavia!
That's what you would be like, wouldn't you? Baffled. Whoa.
Bellamy!
Whoa, what's happening?
Octavia called you Hope, the name Diosa chose for her unborn child.
Diosa? We're not alone! Back inside! Watch the girl!
She's already gone.
Clean up the path. Follow me!
Yo, mate, what the F is going on there? I do like these dark starts, to be honest. It's a good intro again, but like, what's going on there? You know what, right? No joke. Last night I watched Prey. It was on Disney Plus, mate. It's a film, pretty much Predator, and like that was able to turn itself invisible. So it was going around, it was just murdering everybody, and it was just like an invisible monster that pretty much took everybody out. And, you know, she managed to figure out how to take it down. But again, mate, what a coincidence that I watched that and come in here, and now there's like an invisible monster going around just dominating these. It's totally random. Let's be honest, it is random. We've had no mention of something like this before in the show. When we start the final season, obviously it's come through the anomaly, so that's the only explanation that we need. But it's interesting to see that obviously it's strong enough to knock them out and literally like clean get them airborne. Do you know what I mean? Not just fall on the floor, like go flying. She's ran away. She's hit him in his throat and she's bashed away Hope. She seems like she didn't even know who Dialza was when that name was mentioned, which I don't know what's going on there. And then obviously Bellamy's body's like kind of being dragged. Mad. Interesting start.
You said I could start school today. Why are we here?
I thought maybe you'd like to see our new home.
We can keep her?
Dogs are next level, aren't they?
Thank you, Clark.
You know what I like less? Lying about the flame and making Maddie pretend she's still commander. Indra thinks it could split one crew. There are plenty of rooms for all of us.
You know what? I'm not too sure about that. About the lying.
If you don't mind, you're needed elsewhere.
There's never been an ex-commander before. We don't know how having the flame remove will affect her. I would just feel better if I knew where that code ended up.
Meantime, we have to establish a routine. Not just for Maddie, but for all of us.
One of us needs to represent the commander, and I'm hungry.
Mothers and daughters. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Well, you know what? She was good last season, taking out Abby. It was a hard thing to do.
Maybe Daniel and Kaylee Prime should live in the palace.
Daniel and Kaylee Prime saved your ass, Miller.
Our first meal in our new home. To absent friends.
And departed ones.
To Abby.
To Abby. Hey! What the hell is your problem?
I'm not just gonna sit here while he drinks to the woman that he got killed.
Dwelling on the past is not going to get this compound running. It won't get our compound built.
Right. Do you know, before we go into that, it does annoy me, like, how much everybody blames Murphy for everything. Like, I know he's involved in it, it just annoys me though. Like, they try and solely blame everything on him, you know what I mean? Like, how was he supposed to know what was going to happen to Abby? She injected herself with the night blood, he didn't do that, do you know what I mean? Yes, obviously, he chose to help, but basically, Murphy was doing whatever he could to save Murphy, yeah? And his decision of being part with Russell was has no correlation, in my personal opinion, between Abby deciding to save Maddie from having blood drained from her, putting it in herself, transitioning over into, obviously, his wife, then who goes up on the ship and gets floated. Like, it's not really Murphy's fault. So, I don't know, man. Like, it is interesting that they're still blaming him. I think every season somebody's got the backup against him. They don't obviously know that Bellamy's been taken yet and what's happened to Octavia, it seems like. And also, let me go back to what they're saying there, that pretending that Maddie's still the commander so everybody follows him is a bad idea, in my personal opinion. You're lying to the people, just like last season, yeah? You was lying to them that they was gods. You following? Last season, everybody bowed to the gods, and it turned out they was lying to them. They wasn't gods. Do you know what I mean? And you seen the uproar at the end. This season, we started straight away lying to the people, bowing down to the commander, who's no longer the commander. You see where we're going? An uproar could happen. Wow, she's in a bad way, mate. Oh. Trust Bellamy. Just Bellamy been taken. Alright, decent.
We can expect conflict between believers and non-believers. To make matters worse, the children of Gabriel are here, and I say we have our hands full being the keepers of the peace.
They're all just chilling, though.
I'll learn something, okay?
Bodyguards?
Yeah.
Thank God.
James, what is it? The reactor again?
No, this is more explosive than that.
I'd love for you to say that again.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Don't hurt him, please. This looks like fun. This unholy shrine is now controlled by the children of Gabriel. The gods are dead, and they are not coming back this time. Tell that to Russell Prime, no.
Children of Gabriel, stand down now.
But when we woke you to clear the ground for our compound, you agreed to stay intense.
But if we're gonna do the work, then we're gonna hold you to the meaning of the word our compound.
You weren't at the farmhouse. We saved you a room.
I'm okay about the tavern. I know what that's like, to lose your family 100 years ago and yesterday at the same time.
I don't need sleep or food. I need death!
Your people want to make sure you're being treated well.
Why do they trust you? Tell them I'm being treated better than I deserve.
Here we go. Straight away. Let's see what he says.
I think you should have this.
So now you believe in the divinity of the primes? Is that it? What did you see?
I don't know.
Let me guess. You saw this?
Oh, is this the anomaly? Is this where Octavia's been taken?
Looks like it's your cross to bear now.
Hey, that was decent. Before we dive into this, right, what are we saying? Do you reckon Russell's going to have an alright season? He is in the main intro, you know, J.R. Bourne. That's his, you know, he's T-Wolf. I've seen it, or like, that's him. Now, that means that he's going to be a massive part. 16-episode season, he's got to be in at least 10, 11 of them. Big storyline coming. Well, I don't know, actually, because Jordan was in the last one, and he didn't really have a massive one, did he? But I'm expecting that anyway. Now, he's kind of made reference to this, the anomaly, the symbol, what he's been searching for. It's what Gabriel's been doing again as well. It's where Octavia's been taken. It's where, obviously, Hope has arrived, and she's got that thing, trust Bellamy, yet he's been taken away by some invisible creature. What's going on there? But I am all for as well each season with a storyline going with a character. So like, how can I explain it? Last season he could be a proper arsehole and I wanted him to die big time. I did, but I'm in a new season with a new story. Now I don't care if he dies. Now if he goes back to last season and the way he was acting, yeah, I'd kill him. Go on, go for it. New season, new story, new fresh, new start. You know what I mean? I'd be interested to see it, and he seems to have changed a little bit as well. It's interesting.
What the hell are you doing?
Making sure we're not being followed.
He's main cast as well now. Here we go. I'd like to see Hope's combat skills.
Want to hurt you. Where's Octavia, and why are they taking Bellamy to the anomaly?
This was in my arm.
Trust Bellamy.
Octavia lost her memory too.
What's the anomaly?
You tell us.
It's the sound you hear. None of this makes any sense, but my God, it's incredible.
We need to get to Bellamy.
How fast can you run?
Let's find out.
Legging it, mate. 3 new main cast members going for it.
Jackson didn't mean it, John. You didn't kill Abby. Russell did.
Blessed is I'm so sorry, my lord.
You got it all wrong. I know you think that I am this.
Daniel, can I talk to you?
This place is a powder keg.
Miss Morality wants us to be primes.
Newsflash, you are primes. It may still do us some good.
There's too many personalities / like factions.
Trey, just hang on for a second. Everyone.
We have to go back and get Russell out of there.
I'm moving him to the palace, where we can protect him.
We said the palace was off limits.
Every battle plan is perfect until the first shot is fired.
It's mad how many followers he's still got after the truce come out.
Get him out of here.
Moving him to the palace for his own safety. He has to get hurt, Andra! You don't know! We learned nothing!
Let them pass!
After all, we're one.
Our one?
From Kaylee's journal.
You are so hot right now.
Sister.
My idea.
Yo, if I was Murphy, I'd be buzzing me. To be honest, I think they've got the best role in this society right now anyway. Do you know what I mean? Just, you've ascended to being a god while still being Murphy. You got all the benefits from it. Do you know what I mean? You can still play both sides. It's well good. Now, you obviously need to get yourself a bit of knowledge, don't you? And first of all, where was Maddie there? She should have come out and told everybody to stand down as well. She's a commander, do you know what I mean? Like, people would have listened. But the interesting thing is, I feel like they need to do kind of what you've got here in Divergent, the film, where they had, like, factions. Do you know what I mean? They had Candor, Dauntless, Abnegation, and obviously they had the people that was just, like, banished, do you know what I mean? Like, the factionless, that was it. Do you know what I'm saying? And, like, basically, when you got to a certain age, you chose which faction you wanted to be in. And then they went and done their separate ways, and they had their own rules, you had your rules, they had their rules, it was their way of life, you know what I mean? Nobody could go and join a society, so to speak. And here, there's too many going on. Obviously, you've got the people like Clark's crew, you've got them. You've obviously got, as well, you know, you've got one crew. They could be classed as kind of like Clark as well, because obviously with Maddie and stuff. But then you obviously got Children of Gabriel, you got the prisoners, you know what I mean? You got the people here in Sanctum. There's loads. What I would propose is like, look, mate, you want Russell? Fine. We'll cut a deal. You have there, we have here, you have there, you have there. Do you know what I mean? When you look at it from above, there's different kind of like places. If you look, it kind of looks like a little flower with different areas. It's like, look, choose your station, choose your place, disappear, never come back. Do you know what I mean? Live how you want, live how you want. That's what they need to do. It's not going to happen, obviously, because like one will be like, mate, I want to rule them all and just go in and attack. But realistically, that would be the best way.
Why did you draw these?
I don't know. I was bored while they were teaching us about the primes.
Sorry we're late. No problem. I hope you don't mind that Maddie and I already ate.
I don't care that you're late. I care why you are.
We have a lot of work to do.
Stop it. I know what it's like to lose a mom. She died in my arms. I know what that's like.
The woman I floated was not my mom.
I'm going to bed.
Who do people think they're protecting? Do you know what I mean? When they hold in their own deep feelings inside.
This moment. Question is, who is the flame keeper without a flame?
We all have to find our own new path.
I just realized I never thanked you. The flame was your whole world. And yet you chose to save Maddie.
She's drawing memories that are not her own. Could be any of the commanders or all of them. I'll keep an eye on it.
Oh, what was that?
New world, same problem.
Whoa, what was that?
Ray guns.
Ray guns.
Shut up.
We're not playing by the same rules. Echo, look around you. The particulate matter moves in response to motion.
To set the trap, we have to open up a lead. Follow me.
That's interesting, mate. We got ray guns. What's going on there? I actually have no idea what this anomaly storyline is. I understand the other one because obviously we've been going. This is a brand new one. It is pretty intriguing. I ain't gonna lie. In terms of Clark not opening up to Maddie, I don't understand why parents do that and why do people not do that. Who does she think that she's protecting? Not protecting Maddie. All she's doing is pushing down feelings, and at one point, yeah, it's going to boil up and overflow. It happens all of the time. Like, what did Guy just say there? Do you know what I mean? Indra was like, well, that's what you did, taught you to be strong. She's like, nah, it didn't take me to be strong, no, did it? You know what I mean? You forbid crying after Dad died. It pushed me to be a flamekeeper. Just open up to your feelings. People can help. Like, you're not saving anybody. All you're doing is making your internal emotions even worse. Maddie just opened up about her own mum, didn't she? That she died in her arms. I die in your arms tonight. But why is she not opening up? Do you know what I mean? Yes, okay, the person that she killed wasn't Abby, yeah, on the ship. But it was the body, it was the form, it was letting your mother go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is still the pain right there. Abby technically died when, obviously, Russell done the transfer, but physically, you know, her body, her carcass, everything about her own person had disappeared when Clark opened up that, which was a big thing to do. And nobody's even talked about it. She's hardly even mentioned it. Do you know what I mean? She's compressing it down, and it's going to boil over at one point. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see. It's good as well that she's still drawing stuff that's not really in her memories. Do you know what I mean? It's not her own. It's probably from the other commanders. I kind of wish that we had... You know what, right? I miss Lexa as well. Do you know, I really do. I kind of wish that she was still in the show, but I understand why she left. She got a big role, respect, but, you know, maybe we get some sort of more visions of the commanders on the internally. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it has gone somewhere, the code, and I don't know who's got it, but I would like it to be another thing. Do you know, like when Clark went into the memory and you seen her when she was trying to defeat Ali? Do you know what I mean? There's a potential that you could do something of that. Whoever's got it, again, you could go inside of it. My prediction is, in terms of this thing here that's going on with the anomaly, is that when Octavia and Dialsa went in there, I feel like it's another world in that section. Well, clearly, because she's old. But what I'm saying is, I feel like they ascended to the top, and either Octavia ruled or Dialsa ruled. I don't know how that happened, but I feel like that's what it is. I feel like Octavia in that world sent this hope into this world with the message of trust Bellamy.
Here it comes.
Once a killer, always a killer.
Rowan?
Without Bellamy, we fall.
Shut up.
Hey.
Answer
Let's
the
go.
question, Ash.
The honorless spy, do anything for her queen.
I can do this.
You have to stay quiet. No matter what you hear, you stay quiet. Do you understand?
No. I like... Do you understand? No.
Mommy and her deal will come back for you.
Echo, they're right there. Take the shot. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Wow, look at this.
Hold on.
Technology is well advanced. Oh, hope. Kill on shot. Oh. Why's your tune going on in the background? Do you know what? That looks like the stuff that the flu powder made when he's standing diagonally. And then what did he say? Diagonally? Do you know what I mean? Mr. Weasley. Like, that's literally it. They hit it, it come up in green flames, in it, mate. And then off they went. So I don't know if they just threw some flu potion in that and evaporated, but that was interesting. Their technology was mad. And it was like the Prey film that I just said that I watched yesterday with the Predator, where it could camouflage itself with the surroundings, but obviously it can be hit and turn into the reality where the shield goes down. It's very interesting that they had the mask and obviously it scanned him and it knew who they was. You know what I mean? I understand they'd know who Hope was if that was the target that they was after, but why did they take Bellamy and how did they know obviously who Gabriel and Echo was?
There's a dozen hardcore believers outside Russell's quarters right now. The adjusters are back in their bibs, armed.
The children of Gabriel have demands.
Get in line.
You want peace? We want Russell Prime. Either Russell Prime dies, or Kaylee and Daniel do.
Come on, Nelson. You know they're not Daniel and Kaylee.
You want them to play dress up so you can control the sheep, fine. Russell Prime is ours.
The man does deserve to die, Clark.
Clark, he killed you.
No more violence.
So how do we do it?
Russell does. You wouldn't be dumb enough to let someone bring a gun in to see your god.
Let her pass.
They didn't unchain you.
I wouldn't let them.
I need you to order your people to leave the palace.
How do you go on after you lose everything?
You take a breath. Now, will you give the order or not?
I have something for you.
Mum's clothes.
Simone left these here.
Oh, Dad's wedding ring. Sometimes death is too easy. It's not like no one's running to put that fire out of me. They must know that it's happening and smell it. Are you telling me that the flame's gone in him?
Now go and feel that. I like you.
That was a good explanation, that. If you followed along in the show, you know what's just happened.
Please, do not leave me here.
What are we saying here? This is an interesting story, actually. It really, really is.
There are no kings or queens or primes here. We are the last of the human race. We've all made mistakes. Tomorrow, Russell Prime dies for his.
I mean, might as well just shoot him there, to be fair. What's the point in having it tomorrow? Do you know what I've got to say, right? J.R. Bourne, Chris, what's his name? Russell, yeah? I actually do think that that's a pretty perfect casting for this arsehole that he's about to play. It is, mate. You know, I'm not being funny, but Shade Hader's a bit of a bell end, in my opinion. You know, I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest. But I'm excited to see what it does, because I've seen this guy play an arsehole storyline for many seasons. He's also won me over. You know, like I said, mate, I am this person that in season 1 I think you're an arsehole, and then in season 7 I'm still thinking it. No, mate, characters change and progresses. I take each season as it goes. And Chrissy T Wolf, mate, I disliked him in season 1. Mate, did I pick him as my most disliked? Now looking back at it, yeah, I should have picked his sister. She was bare annoying. Like, she was fighting for it though, but he got the, I think I'm pretty sure he got my most disliked, mate, for season 1. And then moving on throughout the show, I started to enjoy him. I liked it. He won me over. He was decent. I think he's a good actor, me. I actually really do. And, like, utilising him in this role, I feel like he's casted pretty perfect, to be honest. I know that we haven't seen him do anything yet, but you know what? I think he's going to do really, really well. And the interesting thing is, you know, they're lying to everybody that Maddie's the commander, but now what's going to happen? If you know, has a data chip been downloaded inside of him? That's what I'm following with so far, so let's hope that I'm on the right track. Now, would he not have all the memories and all the commanders inside his head? So is he not technically the person in charge? He could just spout out a load of shit, which is true, which makes people think he's got the flame. and then they'll kneel to him, and then when he says jump, they'll say how high. Do you know what I mean? And he could twist it and manipulate it and send them in that way. Like I said, we've seen it last season with people pretending to be kings and queens, you know, and gods, and once the truth come out, everybody kind of righted. You have some still committed hardcore here, as you can see, but the masses, obviously it didn't go well, and lying to people is never the best option. But today, they're lying to everybody else, saying that Maddie's the person in charge. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see it. Clark ended that episode looking pretty good, to be honest, like a bit of a badass. Bellamy was taken. We didn't really see him at all this episode. But I'm really, really fascinated with what's going on with the anomaly, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to lie. And I think we started this season pretty well in terms of setting the storyline moving forward. To be honest, you could come in thinking how we're going to play it out, and I think we've left kind of understanding it, and it's exciting. And that's going to wrap up the first episode of the last season of the 100. Very, very interesting. You know, we've got new characters being introduced as obviously like the main cast when we go through the main intro of the show. Sadly, you know, my personal favourite, Indra, should be in there, but it's not. You know, it looks like Hope's been promoted to the main cast, which is new, obviously. We've got Gabriel as well, up there as well, naming the credits, and we've got him there, Russell, in the credits. So big storylines coming for these guys. Going to be very interesting. Didn't really see anything of Bellamy. Didn't see anything of Octavia. Cameos, that's all it was. A couple of seconds here and there. But I am actually pretty fascinated to see what's going on, to be honest, because when they were seeing stuff then, do you know what I mean? When the toxins was taking control of them, obviously Echo was seeing Rowan. Yes, mate, good to see him again. I like it. And pretty gutted that he died, but it had to. It worked well with the season. Made Octavia look pretty beastly, to be honest, when she won the Conclave. But we also seen, obviously, Echo fighting with a younger self as well. She ended up taking the shot and killing the 3 people, which was good. She managed to overcome it. But we also seen that Hope was having visions, and she turned and she seen Octavia. Now, the interesting thing is, Octavia was like, be quiet, you know what I mean? Don't say that you can see me or something. She also mentioned, something like, Mum said something. I'm pretty sure she said that. You know, I was talking at the time of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was saying something like, "Whoa, that's decent," when she actually spat out some words. But I'm pretty sure she mentioned the word "mum," and I don't really know what's going on there. They believe they're sisters. That would be really, really interesting. Honestly, it really would. Now, like I said, mate, they took this flu powder and evaporated up, mate, using, using the anomaly. I don't know where they've gone to, but I feel like there's another world inside of her. Clearly, there must be, because she was raised there, where maybe Dials or Octavia is in charge in this society. I would love to see it, actually. Do you know what I mean? Maybe 1 or 2 episodes inside this world. The cast is big enough for us to split a little bit and obviously focus on certain different storylines. We certainly got enough episodes when we got 16 this season, haven't we? You know, over the standard normal 13. We've had a couple of 16s before. But I'm interested to go into it because Clark, you know, she's been reluctant to kind of talk about Mum and didn't really want to open up to Abby, which I was saying is not really the best way in terms of, you know, what's going on, because it's just, you know, like suppressing it. She's pushing it down, do you know what I mean? Her emotions, and she's not really letting it out. And I was going to say, Maddie gave a vulnerable moment, didn't she? She actually expressed how her mum died in her arms, and obviously she wanted her to kind of give a little bit as well, but she didn't, and obviously she was upset by that and she went to bed. But in terms of obviously the Clark storyline, it ended up coming to fruition pretty much because I was saying she was suppressing it, and at one point it's going to boil over. And upstairs, just then in the castle, you can see that she's gone up to speak to him. He's given the clothes of her mum. It's triggered it straight away. Boom, fight, you know what I mean? Couple of days, couple of hits, fire's going on, gun to the head. You can see that she's already lost control pretty much. Shane Hayden's obviously taking control of obviously Russell's body by obviously going into his mind. He's killed him, just like how they were saying last season with Josephine. If she killed Clark inside of the mind, then obviously, you know, Clark would die in real life and the possession of the host would take over to her, which is obviously what's just happened to him. You could see Russell was kind of all episode, if you could say that, like willing to die pretty much, and now obviously he's begging to save his life. Now Clark, obviously with this trigger, with this boiling point, with the overflowing, is like, Russell's dying tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's cheering. I was saying that there needs to be some sort of camps, to be honest, you know what I mean, like candor and abnegation, and obviously, you know, like the factionless over it, for example, where everybody can have their own society and their own ways and rules. And obviously, if you don't like Russell, don't matter, mate, because you've got your own land. Go and live there. But I guess more people want Russell dead than alive. And now, obviously, she said that. They're all cheering. They're all loving it. But what I'm interested in is obviously what Shane Hayden's going to do with his possession of his body. What's obviously Maddie gonna do when it comes to fruition that he's obviously in control, because they've been fighting against each other last season, haven't they? They still think that she's the commander. And again, I'm really interested to see where Bellamy's been taken to. Has he been dragged all the way up and into the into the anomaly? And if so, why? Why is it that these people have come out with the masks to be able to, like, you know, scan people and get information, kind of like Jarvis style, Iron Man? Do you know what I mean? They went over to Hope. It was like target, shoot on sight. The others, it just give general descriptions. Obviously, bang, 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 she's killed them. Not really assessor technology that they've got. They've just kind of like ran away, and obviously they've been taken as well. So I'm assuming that Bellamy's gone into the anomaly as well as them. They've held hands, they've gone in it all at once. Makes sense, they could be split up, but it's going to be interesting to see what we do with the season, where we go from here, and how the anomaly comes back. Do you know what I mean? It looks like it was deteriorating rapidly in this episode, where there was only a minuscule little bit left as it was going. So what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? So very interested to see obviously how the season ends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the start and the reintroduction. Like I said, you know, we are running our most liked season from all 7. 3 votes in the description. Go for it, have your say, and it'll be shown in the final you know, the final episode. Can't wait to obviously complete the season and see how it goes, but obviously there's a long way to go. 15 more episodes. I'm excited. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.